in so many aspects of my life. I am very in love.
Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau are honestly the most unexpected love story of 2026. And the more you look at it, the more it actually makes complete sense. Katy is a global pop icon. She's mom to her daughter, Daisy Dove, fresh out of her almost decade-long on and off engagement to Orlando Bloom. And Justin, he's in his 50s. He's a former Prime Minister of Canada. He's the dad of 3 children, Xavier, Ella Grace, as well as Hadrian, and recently divorced from his wife of 18 years, Sophie Gregoire. On paper, this should be a chaotic mismatch, pop star meets politician. Sounds like a fever dream, but somehow these two have spent the past year quietly building one of the most authentic feeling relationships in the celebrity world right now. She literally called him the love of my life at the Tribeca Festival on June 8th, 2026. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau crossed paths at the exact right moment in both of their lives, which is honestly why it works. According to Slate's reporting, they actually first met in February of 2025 at the Invictus Games in Vancouver, Canada, where Katy Perry performed the opening ceremony and Justin Trudeau gave the closing speech.
To push me past the breaking point, I stood for nothing.
Both of them were freshly out of long-term relationships. Katy and Orlando Bloom had just officially split, confirmed July 3rd, 2025. And Justin and his then wife, Sophie Gregoire, they had separated in August of 2023 after 18 years together. They were both also coming off of brutal professional moments. Katy's 2024 album scored a rough 37 on Metacritic, the lowest rated album of her entire career. And Justin had resigned as Prime Minister of Canada in January of 2025 after his approval rating crashed to 22%. Two people at their lowest, finding each other unexpectedly and quietly lifting each other up. Honestly, that's the romantic origin story that most people don't even get once in their lifetime. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau actually share genuine values, which is more than most celebrity couples can say. Katy has been a UNICEF Goodwill Ambassador since December 2013, traveled to Madagascar and Vietnam for humanitarian works, and won UNICEF's Audrey Hepburn Humanitarian Award in 2016.
Very loud way, whether it's in UNICEF or things that I feel really passionately.
Justin literally built his political career around children and family policy, including the Canada Child Benefit and a $10 a day national care plan. Both are openly feminists. Katy's whole pop persona runs on female empowerment anthems like Roar and Woman's World, and Justin appointed a fully gender-balanced cabinet back in 2015, famously saying, because it's 2015. They're both passionate about climate policy as well. They're both progressive politically. Lainey Gossip founder Lainey Liu literally said the knock on Katy was that it was girl boss feminism. But whatever the equivalent of girl boss feminism is as a prime minister, that would be Justin Trudeau. End quote. Katy Perry and Justin Trudeau being both devoted hands-on parents is the real green flag in their entire relationship. Katy co-parents Daisy Dove with Orlando Bloom and constantly talks about how much being a mom has changed her perspective on everything. Justin has 3 kids, Xavier, who's 18, Ella Grace, who is 17, and Hadrian, who's 12 at the time of this recording, and he is famously hands-on as a father. According to Slate, he reportedly sewed his son's Halloween costume even while serving as Prime Minister. And according to Slate, what Justin reportedly likes most about Katy is how engaged of a mother she is. Justin's son Xavier, who is also an R&B musician, even publicly endorsed her on the Can't Be Censored podcast in April 2026, saying, and I quote, "She's super nice, like she's super down to earth, she's great, and I think my dad's happy, so that's important."
She's always happy to give me advice or tell me what I should change, or what if she's always like, she's super nice.
Justin Trudeau and Katy Perry understand each other's bizarre public lives in a way almost no one else can. Constant paparazzi, scheduled appearances, having strangers analyze your every facial expression, getting photographed eating breakfast, That's a lifestyle most people genuinely cannot relate to. An Ottawa political operative literally told Slate, and I quote, "It's probably nice to be with someone who can understand not wanting to have your picture taken if you're eating breakfast somewhere." And they speak the same language of fame fatigue. Katy gets to be with somebody who has actually made things happen on the world stage, serve as a head of state, met every major global leader, and Justin gets a partner who is equally famous, equally scrutinized, and totally fluent in operating under the pressures of fame. Katy Perry has been hard launching her relationship with Justin Trudeau. And if you take a look back on October 30th, 2025, when a fan tried to propose at one of her concerts, she shut it down right away, saying, "No, I'm dating someone else, for crying out loud." Then on December 6, 2025, she dropped a 13-slide Instagram carousel from Tokyo with cheek-to-cheek selfies and videos of them eating sushi together. In May 2026, on the Stationhead livestream, she called him True Daddy. Wow. And she also said that he was the love of my life, saying that he has her giggling like a schoolgirl. Then at the Tribeca Festival on June 8th, 2026, she walked the red carpet with him and called him the love of her life once again. Justin, meanwhile, is the quieter half of this duo. He has barely confirmed anything verbally on record, and Katy is the one doing all the romance talking, and she's loving every second of it. Katy Perry, as well as Justin Trudeau, have already survived the tabloid skeptics who tried to call this whole relationship a PR stunt. The Daily Mail ran a story in August 2025 claiming that the romance had cooled off and was nothing more than a friendship. A source close to Justin told the Economic Times that in October of 2025, those yacht photos near Santa Barbara were too perfect to be real, basically accusing Katy and Justin of staging them. Body language expert Judy James also called Katy a pinball dater and labeled the Paris debut pitch perfect choreography. PR expert Mark Borkowski, he also told The Walrus, and I quote, "I think the circumstantial evidence would certainly support the case that this is a PR exercise." And honestly though, almost a full year later, they're still together, still showing up at major events, still calling each other the love of their lives. A pure PR stunt wouldn't last as long or feel as organic, right? But in this case, it looks like the receipts are speaking pretty loudly at this point and speaking in the positive direction for their relationship. Katy and Justin are basically going global together, which is the biggest sign that they are absolutely the real deal. After his quiet exit from politics in March 2025, Justin pivoted into post-political diplomacy, and Katy has been right there with him. They sat down with former Japanese Prime Minister Fumio Kishida and his wife Yuko in Tokyo in December of 2025. Justin literally posted about it on X, casually writing, "Katy and I were so glad to have the chance to sit down with you and Yuko." Then in January of 2026, Katy showed up at Davos for Justin's soft power speech at the Global Soft Power Summit, sitting in the front row holding his hand. He referenced their first date in Montreal in his speech, calling it an example of soft power. She also brought him to Coachella in April 2026, where they wore matching white outfits and danced at Justin Bieber's set.